Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Canada Immigration. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about new proposal to end birthright citizenship for temporary residents in Canada. Canada's immigration landscape is witnessing major developments this October, with new proposals, updated processing timelines, targeted express entry draws, and potential increases to immigration goals. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Canada's immigration landscape is facing one of its biggest political shakeups in years. On October 8, 2025, the Conservative Party of Canada announced a plan to end automatic birthright citizenship for children born to temporary residents. The move, led by Michelle Rempel-Garner, could redefine what it means to be Canadian and ignite a national debate about inclusion, fairness, and belonging. The proposal comes at a critical time when temporary migration soared past 2.8 million people in 2024, housing and healthcare systems are strained, and political divisions over immigration are deepening. What the Conservatives are proposing: under the proposed changes, children born in Canada would only gain automatic citizenship if at least one parent is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Michelle Rempel-Garner explained that the current just solely, right of soil, policy creates loopholes and encourages birth tourism, where non-residents come to Canada solely to give birth. She argues that the reform will align Canada with peer countries like Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, which have already limited automatic citizenship. The change would require amending the Citizenship Act. However, on Tuesday, Rempel-Garner's attempt to change the government bill to accomplish this was rejected by the Immigration Committee's Liberal and Bloc Québécois MPs. Historical context: how birthright citizenship shaped Canada. Since Confederation in 1867, birthright citizenship has been part of Canada's national identity. It was designed to promote population growth and loyalty among early settlers. In 1947, the Canadian Citizenship Act made it a formal right, ensuring that anyone born on Canadian soil regardless of their parents' immigration status, would automatically become a citizen. By the 1970s, under Pierre Trudeau's multicultural vision, this principle became a foundation of Canada's inclusive society. However, concerns about birth tourism and temporary resident surges have reignited the debate, with critics arguing that the system is being exploited and supporters insisting it's an essential symbol of equality. Why Conservatives are acting now? The move comes amid growing frustration over Canada's record immigration levels and housing crisis. In 2024, temporary residents surpassed 2.8 million, a 150% increase since 2019. The Bank of Canada has warned that this could fuel inflation and overwhelm public services. Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives see the increase as a chance to tap into voter sentiment. Polls show 62% of Canadians support stricter temporary residency rules. Critics, however, say this is a political strategy designed to appeal to suburban voters who are concerned about affordability and migration pressure. Liberal and human rights pushback. Justice Minister Sean Fraser called the proposal fearmongering, arguing that birth tourism accounts for less than 1% of all births. Human rights groups like Amnesty International Canada and OKSI warn that the change could harm mixed-status families and even create stateless children. A joint letter signed by 50 organizations urges Parliament to reject the plan, calling citizenship a human birthright, not a privilege to ration. Meanwhile, public opinion remains divided. 48% support the change, and 42% oppose, with younger Canadians mostly against it. How other countries handle birthright citizenship. Globally, only about 35 countries still offer unrestricted birthright citizenship, most of them in the Americas. The UK ended automatic citizenship in 1983. Australia followed in 1986. New Zealand restricted it in 2006. Ireland did the same in 2005. In contrast, the US, Brazil, and Mexico continue to uphold the policy, citing social diversity and constitutional rights. If Canada follows suit, it would join a global trend of countries tightening citizenship access in response to increased mobility and migration pressure. Social media is erupting with debate. On X, formerly Twitter, CTV News post on the announcement garnered over 185,000 views within hours. Supporters call it a common-sense reform. Critics accuse the Conservatives of building invisible walls. Community groups are hosting online town halls in cities like Toronto, Brampton, and Surrey, areas where many temporary residents live and where this policy would hit hardest. Legal scholars warn that charter challenges could follow if the proposal passes. Economists are split. Some say it will save $200 million annually, while others believe it could deter skilled migrants and weaken Canada's economy. Philosophers and ethicists frame it as a moral question: should citizenship be a birthright or something earned? What happens next? Whether this policy becomes law depends on the next federal election outcome, which is a long wait time from now, since this time it was voted down by the Liberal and Bloc Québécois MPs. If the Conservatives win a majority in the next elections, then we can expect that they might introduce a Citizenship Act amendment immediately. Mitigations could soften blows, grace periods for existing temporary residents, or streamline paths to permanent status. But urgency mounts. IRCC data shows a 15% rise in birth registrations by temporary parents in Q3 2025. Ultimately, this debate tests Canada's soul. Is citizenship a birth lottery or an earned bond? As discussions rage from Parliament Hill to kitchen tables, one thing is clear: the conversation has forever shifted. Check latest IRCC processing times as of October 2025. As of October 8, 2025, Canada's Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada released its latest processing time updates, showing both improvements and delays across key immigration categories. Permanent residency programs show mixed trends. Federal skilled worker and PNP express entry times improved, while Canadian Experience Class and Atlantic immigration programs saw increases. Citizenship grant applications now take 13 months and certificates about 7 months, both up by 2 months. Family sponsorships remain lengthy, with Quebec cases taking longer due to added provincial steps. Work permits abroad range between 3 and 12 weeks, while in Canada applications take about 200 days. Study permits vary from 4 to 10 weeks, depending on the applicant's country, with slight delays for Pakistan and improvements for the Philippines. Visitor visas and super visas for countries like India and Pakistan also saw small increases. IRCC updates PR and citizenship timelines monthly and temporary categories weekly. Applicants should track updates regularly, as these times remain estimates, not guarantees. Canada Express Entry Draw. IRCC invites 4,500 French-speaking skilled workers, signals focus on bilingual workforce. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has once again demonstrated its commitment to strategic immigration planning by inviting 4,500 candidates in the latest Express Entry Draw held on October 6, 2025. This video reflects Canada's ongoing efforts to align immigration selection with economic priorities, labor market needs, and linguistic diversity. The comprehensive ranking system cutoff score for this draw was set at 432, a drop of 14 points compared to the previous French-language-focused draw. This indicates a more inclusive approach for skilled French-speaking candidates aiming to contribute to Canada's workforce. Highlights of the October 2025 draw. The draw continues the category-based selection system IRCC implemented in 2023, designed to meet Canada's pressing labor requirements in specific sectors. By prioritizing French language proficiency, the government seeks to strengthen bilingualism and address shortages in education, healthcare, and skilled trades. Draw date, October 6, 2025. Invitations issued, 4,500. Minimum CRS score, 432. Tiebreaker date, June 13, 2025, at 19:07 and 1 second Universal Time Coordinated. Target group, skilled French-speaking candidates under the Federal Economic Immigration System. CRS score trends, a return to moderate thresholds. The cutoff score of 432 reflects a moderation in CRS scores after higher thresholds in previous French-focused draws. Candidates with strong French skills now have increased opportunities to qualify. Analysts note that this score is closer to the levels seen at the start of 2025, suggesting a balanced approach by IRCC to manage both candidate quality and labor market needs. Who benefited the most in this draw? Candidates with the following attributes were at an advantage. Strong French language proficiency, minimum NCLC level 7 in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Educational credentials, degrees, diplomas, or certifications recognized in Canada. Skilled work experience, relevant experience in high-demand occupations. Bilingual skills, fluency in English and French provided extra CRS points. These profiles reflect IRCC's focus on skilled professionals who can integrate quickly into the Canadian economy while supporting bilingual growth. Guidance for candidates not selected. Candidates who were not invited in this round should consider: 1. Updating profiles, include new work experience, certifications, or improved language test results. 2. Exploring provincial nominee programs, PNPs can add 600 CRS points, boosting chances of selection. 3. Improving language skills, higher French or English scores increase CRS ranking significantly. IRCC will continue alternating between category-based, general, and PNP-specific draws, ensuring multiple opportunities for skilled professionals to apply. Why this draw matter? This draw underscores Canada's dual focus on economic growth and cultural diversity. By prioritizing French-speaking candidates, IRCC is supporting labor market demands in key sectors, encouraging bilingualism and cultural integration, providing a more inclusive pathway for skilled immigrants. For prospective candidates, this is a reminder that language skills, education, and work experience remain crucial to navigating Canada's express entry system successfully. Canada is likely to increase immigration targets in November 2025. Canada's upcoming 2026 to 2028 immigration levels plan, set for release in November 2025, will determine the country's population growth, labor supply, and economic planning. The 2025 target for permanent residents was 395,000, later adjusted to 401,418 due to additional provincial allocations. To prioritize economic immigration, business, family, and Atlantic streams were reduced. Provinces are pushing for more influence to address regional labor shortages, demographic challenges, and integration needs. Public consultations highlighted housing and infrastructure capacity, francophone immigration goals, and smoother temporary to permanent pathways. Given labor gaps, an aging population, and political pressures, Ottawa is expected to increase the 2026 target to approximately 410,000 to 415,000, balancing economic, demographic, and regional priorities. Overall, Canada's immigration momentum remains strong as it balances policy reform with inclusivity. Applicants should stay alert to these evolving changes to align their plans with upcoming IRCC and federal decisions. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.